What's up, YouTube? So before we go too far into this video, just want to thank the 100 subscribers that I now have. It's cool. 2 years from now, when I have 200 subscribers, I'm not going to forget you original 100. You'll always be the OGs. So anyway, onto the truck. She's done. Been putting some miles on it. Can say that I'm extremely happy. I think it's been worth every penny so far. Most of you guys probably know it's not a real cheap upgrade, but it is definitely worth it. Truck is predictable, stops fantastic, its cornering is amazing. Still a lot of adjustment to do on it. As far as the suspension goes, you know, there's a lot of adjustment that you can do to kind of tailor it to more what you're wanting out of it. Right now I'm pretty happy with current ride height. The way that it handles the spring rates, I was concerned that maybe 600-pound springs up front and 250-pound springs in the rear were going to be too much. I don't think so, not one bit. I think that's, for the way I want it to handle, it's perfect. Yeah. Some roads, you know, if you got a rough road, you're going to feel it. But if you're on relatively smooth pavement, drives beautifully. Unfortunately, had my first failure tonight. We were over picking up a whiskey barrel, and I guess I held it on the steering lock a little too hard, trying to get it out of position I was in, and blew the pressure side line apart. Blew the end right out of the end fitting. And my light's going dead. My light battery's going dead. So let me grab a new battery and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So what I suspect happened is I don't think I got enough of the tape out of the fitting. And I think that caused the fitting to lose grip on the steel braided line. And that, coupled with me having the steering on lock, just caused too much pressure on the line and it blew. So I ended up taking the belt off and driving it home from my wife's grandparents because I had her with me and our youngest daughter. And so, yeah, we couldn't really be broke down. So we got her home. I got some brake clean, sprayed everything off, and it's fairly cleaned up. There's a little bit of oil residue left. So we're gonna, on this video, we're gonna fix that, refill and bleed the power steering system again. We're gonna make this side of the engine look like this side of the engine. So I've convinced myself that there's an oil leak that's developed since I put the engine and transmission back in, and I've convinced myself that it's coming out of the back of the valve covers. Well, upon further inspection, it's not coming out of the back of the valve covers. Somehow, apparently, pulling the motor out and setting it on the ground caused the rear main seal to develop a leak. We're still going to put the cooler valve covers on it anyway because, you know, it'll look good from up here. Who cares what's underneath it? Also, we're looking at replacing something else. So let me go get that and we'll be right back. So the truck has had these mirrors on it for quite a while, a lot of years. It's had these mirrors on about as long as it's had this paint job, and you can tell that both are getting a little worse for wear. So I've kind of been shopping around for a more modernized mirror, not really modernized, but something that would actually function. When I put these on, it was more for looks than anything else. There's a company called Billet Rides that makes these mirrors. And it's a fully CNC'd aluminum mirror. Comes with a mounting base, convex glass, like regular style automotive glass. Really nice piece as far as mirrors go. Hard to film, obviously fingerprint magnets. But I'm sold on everything about them, except I just don't know if the square mirror kind of goes with the look that I'm actually after. I gotta admit, the round mirror's kind of grown on me. But we may go ahead and mount one up. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Give me a second. You guys take a good look at this. I'll go ahead and sort of temporarily mount one to the truck door real quick, and then you guys let me know what you think in the comments. All right, gang, so here's what the new mirrors kind of look like. This was just sort of mounted on there. But yeah, they're a nice piece. I mean, they're full billet construction. The base is polished, the back of the mirror is polished, the mounting base is kind of bead blasted, so is the face of the mirror. But they have they have a pretty good look to them. I want it to be the look for the truck. I'm just not positive. I'm not 100% sold. I think I was kind of addicted to the round mirrors. But again, sometimes change is a good thing. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments one way or another. I mean, as I say, I have more trouble deciding what looks good on stuff like this than just about anybody that I can think of, and spend way too much time trying to figure out what looks good. So by all means, feedback is appreciated. So we'll go ahead and get started fixing that, and then move on to changing over to this new style valve cover. So yeah, and these parts will be transmitted over to the new motor once it's completed. Oh, I guess while I'm here, I can give some updates on that. So 5-speed swap, that's delayed because of parts of the hydraulic clutch assembly not being available right now, which is okay because part of this that I need to move the proportioning valve to the other side of the master cylinder, not available either. So I can't do that until I can move that proportioning valve and make room for the master cylinder for the hydraulic throwout bearing that's going in with the new 5-speed. The motor, yeah, that's gonna be a while. So I don't even know how to start. The machinist has the block, and apparently, I'm just gonna get right to the point. They overboard the block to the point where it's not usable. They've given me two options. One, sleeve the block, or two, they will source a brand new block. I'm inclined to have them source a brand new block, but that's gonna put about 2 months to maybe 3 months delay on getting a new block in, according to them. And from talking to Summit, it's not unreasonable. So yeah, either I take a perfectly good block that was overboard, sleeve it, or let them replace it. And both, obviously they're 100% behind it. I'm not going to name names because I get it, accidents happen. They're standing behind their work 110%. And, they told me that they could sleeve that block and have it turned around to me in a week's time without any fear of any kind of issues coming from it. And they're probably right. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of sleeving an engine block, but they're probably right. It probably would be fine. I'm leaning more towards just having them order in another brand new block because I don't know any better. So, if sleeving the block is valid, maybe I'll do some reading up on it and see if there's really any reason for me to be concerned with them sleeving the block. I mean, if there's not, maybe I will move forward because I have the heads, rotating assembly, about 90% of what I need to start assembling the 427. So yeah, the block's kind of, that kind of hurts. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started repairing this line. Now that I'm done rambling, move over to the valve covers. And yeah, that'll probably be it for this video. So just stay tuned.
So they got the hose off the truck, and you can kind of see by the end of the line where it blew apart there. I think the problem, positive, the problem. So I didn't get, focus camera, I didn't get all the blue tape out of the end of the fitting when I put it together. And so that is what let that line slip off of that fitting. There's all this tape that's in here. So yeah, that's the thing. So I'm just gonna, I've got some more A in line. I'm just gonna cut a new piece of line, rebuild this one. We'll get it back on. Have to re-bleed the power steering system, which is not that big a deal. But so that's what caused it. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so I got the line put back on, reconnected the old valve cover off this side. So I use these Felpro. They're like a steel reinforced. They're a reusable gasket.
They're marked cover side. I think if this will focus. Yeah. Took it off with that down. So that may be why the back corner of this one was leaking. I don't know. I'm guessing that's the case. So put these on, and then the last time I used these ARP valve cover studs, this 12-point nut, they leaked around the stud on a few of them. So I'm not really sure why that was a thing, but it was a thing. So we're going back in with just regular old ARP nuts and bolts and washers. And for these valve covers, they have one that you have to use the supplied bolt with because of the tall back edge, whatever. I had to switch over to this side because the new heads have roller rockers that require tall valve covers, roller rockers and stud girdles to keep everything stable in the valve train, and you have to use a taller valve cover on it. So, like I said, I'm hoping this fixes the oil leak that I know I'm still going to have to pull the transmission out and do, and I probably will because A, it's going to be a while before the new motor's done, and B, it's driving me nuts that the oil's leaking on the floor, so can't have that. So anyway, as I said, that's going to be the end of this video. Just wanted to put out an update on it and see what you guys thought about mirrors. This is actually the next morning, and I'm still kind of going back and forth on what mirror to use, but again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments.